Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Masochist. We have a lot of climbing to do, so we're just gonna get straight on into it. Alright, first duel underway. Our opponent won the coin. We won the coin toss, but I let our opponent go first. They don't have an extensive extra deck, which usually means that they're just playing some sort of starter deck, and especially in these lower brackets. It's not really a problem, like running into hopefully something like Tenpai, since it seems to be the most popular like meta deck that people are playing right now. And we take those. If they scoop, we take those. We're going to go straight on in and open a master pack. We get 2 legacy packs. We're going to save those to the end of the episode. Let's go open that master pack. And we're here, guys. We're going to crack a pack. Hopefully we get some good luck on these. Don't have any glow on this one, so potentially no SRs or URs, but we'll still go card by card. We get DD Orthos, which is one of the DD archetype cards. It's not terrible, right? We do have a couple bit cards of this archetype, but it's probably not something worth going into. Okay, so we do get an SR, and it's a dual avatar invitation. Probably not something we can use since the fusion summon is locked into just the dual avatar archetype, which you guys know we don't have any of, which is another earth machine card. It's not really good because it's a flip card, and you guys know I don't like flip effects. Shield Handler. It's a pretty good card. It's a little bit specific with links, and we don't really play too many links, obviously, ourselves. So probably not something we'll add into the deck. Harpy's Hunting Ground is a cool field spell, but again, we just don't have enough Wing Beast, so it's not something we'll use. Watt Cobra. I mean, it's kind of cool that it can attack directly. It is level 4, so it would help us greatly in going to our Exceed plays, but it's probably not something we can honestly use the secondary effect for purely we have nothing for, unfortunately. Really good archetype. If we can get some more cards of this, these quick plays will come in clutch, but unfortunately it's again too archetype specific. And we get a UR. We got a UR and an SR of a pack that had no glow effects. Dioblantis the Menacing Mantis. It is generic, which is really good. It's an 8-star, which I don't think I think this might be our first actual 8-star generic synchro that we can go into. So this is actually a really good card, especially for the plant pile up that we have going on in the background. So I'm gonna honestly take a look here and see what we have. I think we might actually have some sort of structure going in. It might even be worth throwing into the main deck. Yeah, this is a really good card, guys. I'm gonna throw it in regardless, since we can actually synchro climb to this. But overall, an incredible pack. All right, guys, we're back in. Our opponent won the coin toss. They decided they're going to go first. They also don't have too much of an extensive extra deck. Our hand is pretty bad, I must say. I'm not even going to lie. This is really bad. We're playing against Fluffle. So they probably have the one polymerization card that we have been chasing this entire time. And unfortunately, it keeps evading us. We get all archetype specific polys, but not an actual just generic polymerization. Alright, so our opponent's going to set a couple cards face down and then possibly end their turn. Which, like I said, the only real play we have is just going into Special Hurricane. We don't have a summonable monster, unfortunately. And Witch Raider is not good because, at least not right now, because getting rid of Torrential is probably not the right move, especially since that would be our only defensive wall we have after we just use Special Hurricane. All depends on the draw, right? This is a good draw, actually. So I think we're just going to go ahead and shotgun the Special Hurricane before we start doing our own combos. We're going to pitch the Arriving Light. I don't think it's going to come in too much play right now. Not exactly sure what their response is to this. I'm sure it's the quick effect on the actual, Cruel Whale itself, but... Oh, they can fusion summon from their hand. Okay. Alright, they summoned Sabertooth. Okay, so they actually cannot be destroyed. Okay, they protected it. Alright. Well, they definitely one-upped us there. Not really anything I could do, unfortunately. I think they could still protect it even after we try torrential in it, but we're going to try something here. We're going to try going into the Kingfisher and just leaving this equipped, honestly, right now. Yeah, we're going to try to bait them. I know that torrential is going to destroy all monsters on the field, so hopefully they summon. Okay, they're going to go straight into the attack, so that kind of sucks for us, unfortunately, for the simple fact that We actually don't have a way to out this unless they summon. Oh, incredible. So the one draw we get, we can't really use, so we're probably gonna pitch it. 2800 is also kind of difficult to beat over right now, so we have to find something in our removals, right? Smashing Ground would take care of it, since they can't protect it anymore, since there's no more Edge Imp Sights in their graveyard. Alright, so we got a Goaty card that we can't summon, and there's nothing really we can do with anything in our hand. Unfortunately, we got 2 bricks, so we're just gonna have to pass the turn and hope they don't OTK us. We just need to summon anything, really. Okay, they're gonna go straight into the battle phase, which is terrible for us, since it doesn't allow us to actually activate our Torrential Tribute, so... Right now, we are in a pretty severe clock. They only need 2 more turns to wipe us out. Alright, hopefully this is a good draw. Panther Shark is not terrible. And we can't use it because they need 2 or more monsters. So we literally have a handful of bricks. Alright, well, it's their move again. Let's hope they commit literally anything to the board. But somehow our opponent... Okay, that actually works. Alright, we ended up clearing our opponent's board now. Hopefully they don't have a way to actually bounce back. Well, no, that's true that the Edge Imp Chain actually gets them a play, huh? Wow, they get the Patchwork and the Polymerization. Okay, so they didn't commit anything else to the board. We have to have a seriously good draw here. Evenly is good enough to, like, get rid of their back row, but not good enough to actually do anything else, unfortunately. We're gonna go ahead and pass our turn. We're gonna see if they set up anything. I mean, even if we evenly, they would still be able to OTK us, regardless if I use this or now. But if they are somehow not able to, we'll be able to clear their board significantly by banishing their cards. But we're in a terrible position, guys. I don't think we have much here to come back from. Our opponent really has just so much more gas than we do. And we have had nothing but dead draws for the last, like, 4 turns now, so... That's not terrible. After this battle phase, we're actually going to commit. Because we're going to have to. Obviously, otherwise, we're going to have to throw our own battle phase away. So we're going to go ahead and evenly now. Alright, so now we're actually here in our... This has to be like a Destiny draw. It's not a terrible draw, I must say. But unfortunately, we don't have another card we can special summon with this. Again, we are limited to what we can do. We might honestly have just taken an L here. Since we can't really go into attack, there's no point in it. They obviously can still use Polymerization. We just had bad draw after bad draw, unfortunately, guys. Here, they can also use the Imp Chain's effect. The moment it declares an attack, they're just going to be able to add another one. Yeah, we're in a bad position. I don't think they can game us, though, unfortunately. Or fortunately for us, they can't game us, but we don't have anything we can summon. We're really just stalling here, and we're not drawing anything. Compulsory kind of saves us at least 1 turn. Not by much, but it's better than nothing, right? So what we can do is set 1 face down in our turn and let our opponent hopefully play into it. Here they go. They're going to fusion summon, and I hope they commit all their resources to it. All right, they're going for the effect. We're going to try to chain on top of it. Okay, we can't actually chain on top of it, so we're going to send this back to their extra deck. And hopefully this is enough to, like, survive 1 more turn and hope that we actually draw into some... Well, that's it, guys. We're gonna go on right to the next one. Nothing we can do, unfortunately, to a Super Poly. And we're back, guys. So we do have Successor Soul and the Cosmo Queen. Unfortunate that we actually... Okay, so we are able actually to use this card and summon from our hand or deck. Okay, that's great. So at least it's not a brick, right? Because now we would have 2 bricks in our hand. We ended up drawing the Ragnarok, which hopefully we're able to use and go into the Matsuraru. We haven't seen that card in quite some time. Our opponent won the coin toss, and they decided to obviously... The one time we get a decent hand, they obviously decide to just connection fail themselves. Alright, so we're going to go up in a Master Pack. We take those. A win is a win. Let's see how many Legacy tickets we get, though, if we even get any. 3 Legacy tickets. Alright, whenever we deserve them, we don't get them, and whenever we don't deserve them, they just give it to us. Alright, let's go open that pack. I'm going to take a quick look to see what our opponent was playing, though, right before, like, the one that disconnected, and they were playing Photon Dragon and Photon stuff, so, with the Galaxy Eyes package and all that stuff. So I'm glad that they actually disconnected, because we wouldn't have enough anyways to actually do anything to this if they actually, like, popped off. So, yep, that's good for us. One Master Pack. We don't care about the glow stuff anymore. We haven't had gotten like really anything good out of these packs so far. Another tune card that we can't use. Burning Dragon. Wow, that's a crazy card actually, guys. This is 1000% going into the deck. Like all we have to do is just have it in our hand. Obviously our opponent's probably gonna have 2 or more monsters than us, and we just like we can literally wipe the entire back row. Like, yeah, that's 1000% going in our deck. A Speedroid card. This is actually a really good card, honestly. Might be something, honestly, I might consider, honestly, like building some sort of wind variant in the background. This is to ritual summon any Cyberse ritual monsters. Okay, so we're gonna see what we can do with this. I don't know if we have any of that, but that's a great card. Vision with Eyes of Blue. We don't have Blue Eyes, unfortunately. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Raven. Does not look like a good card, and it's really not. Silent Wolf Kalupo. I mean, it's kind of good for the simple fact that like they'll have to pitch stuff, but if like it's honestly not good. Honestly, I don't even know why I even said that. Hyper Psychic Blaster. So the simple fact that it needs non-tuner psychic type monsters is already like detrimental to this card. Doesn't do like piercing damage. It's not a terrible card, like I must say. It's pretty good, but yeah, we don't really have much psychic, and to commit to that might not be worth it. I'll see, right? But regardless, definitely gonna go check out Sign It Ritual and adding Burning Dragon to the deck. Finally, we at least get a decent pack. And we're back, guys. So our opponent won the coin toss. They decided for us to go first, just like the last opponent. We do have this time Successor Soul, so we have something we can do. Let's go ahead and activate Ravel Light early. We might as well. There's really nothing that we can do with it. We'll put this in the top of our deck. And all we can really do is set one face down and then in our turn. So they do have a full extra deck. They are running only 40 cards, so it could be something like Tenpai. It's not. It's Hero, which is honestly equally as bad compared to our deck. Especially once they start comboing off anyway. So there's really not much here for us. Oh, looks like they're playing Scarecrow. Okay, yeah, we can't, or Manadium in this case. We can't really do anything to this type of deck, so we're just going on to the next one. And we're back. So we ended up winning the coin toss in this one, and we decided for our opponent to go first. They are playing a fully fledged deck, so they have a full pile, looks like a pile deck, 60 cards, along with a full extra deck. We ended up drawing our brand new card that we pulled, Burning Dragon. This card is actually really crazy. If they control 2 or more monsters, we can special summon this from our hand, and when this is special summon, it destroys all spell and traps on the field as long as we're able to discard a spell card in our hand, which we currently have 2 really good ones of. Very weird first turn from our opponent, though. We really don't have too much here that we can do. We can save the Parasomnia Pillow if need be. We probably will just normal summon our Judge of the Ice Barrier, and we'll just set enemy controller face down and end our turn. We'll wait to see what our opponent ends up playing, if they end up committing a bit more on the board. Our opponent was stalling for a bit. They ended up now normal summoning a Red Eyes Archfiend type monster. It's a Gemini, though. What the hell is my opponent doing? They don't seem to be wanting to commit anything, or they're potentially reading through their cards or something, but our opponent is not committing anything right now on the board, other than just obviously this card. They haven't even initiated the effect on it. Or they'll scoop. You guys know we take those, right? I don't know if they were afraid of like what interactions we had or anything like that, but that's a master pack. 4 legacy packs. What a crazy amount of legacy packs. Let's go ahead and open all of those. Alright guys, let's crack a pack. No glowing, no effects on this one, but considering the last one gave us some really good cards, even though it didn't have any borders or anything, we don't know what to expect, right? Oversoul is hero specific, nothing we can do. Junk Blader. We actually don't have really any junk cards to even use this for, and the effect is not even good, so not even worth considering. Ali Salvo is, the effect is kind of goofy, to be honest. Like, it has to be destroyed by a light monster for its effect to even take place, so it's actually a really bad card. Fire Formation, we don't have really any of. Noble Arms, again, not an archetype we really carry. Jackal Bolin is really good. We could probably tech in a small, like, zombie engine for this, considering we have I think a couple zombie cards. It's a really good card for the simple fact that it has like a loop that you can do with Jack O'Bolin. Overall a good card, but not maybe something we'll play. Mother Spider Splitter is also a pretty cool card because of the simple fact that you can special summon it from your hand when you have no monsters. It just doesn't have really any attacks, so... And it also locks you up pretty much on your extra deck, so unless you exceed, and we only have one real card that we can do anything here with, so probably not something we'll add, but it's a decent card overall. Gizmic Tengeku, the Immobile Intellect. Honestly, it's not a terrible card, but it's also not a good card that we would probably tech in anything, so yeah, this pack unfortunately, guys, was a miss. You can't, not all of them can be hits, right? So we'll probably just have to go on to the next duel and hope for a better one next time. Alright, and we're back, guys. So our opponent won the coin toss. They're going first, and obviously they're playing now Sword Soul. Not really something we can actually do anything to. Especially if they end up, like, summoning Barone. We just really have nothing for it, right? We'll wait it out just a little bit to see what they end up, like, summoning. If maybe they're just playing just a bare bones extra deck with no Barone. And if that's the case, we can Special Hurricane their entire field and potentially do something with it. We'll have to wait and see, right? Because right now what they're going to go is into Jigsaw. Yup. That's going to grab if the long one if they don't already have it in their hands. Or not. They actually ended up grabbing the Emergence. Which means they could potentially already have, or they're just going to grab it now. Well, let's hope that they don't summon Barone. If they summon Barone, then we just scoop it and go on to the next one. Alright, so they actually did not go into Barone, which means we kind of have potentially a chance to win. We don't have Successor Soul and we have the Cosmo Queen, which is unfortunate, right? Because we kind of need the other one and not this one, since we can summon it from the deck. 2 face down is kind of terrifying, since one of them... Okay, 3 face down. One of them could be Blackout, which would absolutely spell disaster for us here. So let's go ahead and see what our draw is. Meteorus is actually a really good card for the simple fact that it's about to go off right now. So we're going ahead and use the Special Hurricane. I think we should dump. We'll end up dumping the Goatee for the simple fact that Meteorus is going to come out anyways. That's fine. We'll take a little bit of damage from their effect. It should be more than fine at this moment. As long as they don't have a way to like build their board back up too quick. Meteorus effect comes out. We're able to special summon it. Okay, we'll just go straight into battle phase and attack them for 2,000. They seem to have some sort of interaction with us. I'm not quite sure what they'll be able to do. They can't use Blackout because Blackout won't work since they don't control a war monster. Best we can really do is we'll set Utopian Aura. We'll set Utopian Aura for now and just leave the Torrential in our hand. We need the Cosmo Queen because that's what we're going to banish, unfortunately. We have to, unfortunately, if we want to like take control of their monster. Alright, so they're going to go ahead and special summon a Tenyi. If they have Blackout, though, they'll be able to activate it actually right then and there, since it is a worm monster. Okay, well, they're going to link it off into the Monk of Tenyi. And they use the Tenyi's effect in the graveyard to special summon another Tenyi monster from the deck, okay. Which is the Vishuda. This is going to be a problem for us here, because if this goes to the graveyard, they're just going to return a card back to our hand. So the only thing we can do is negate it, hopefully. Hopefully negate it and not actually take it like for ourselves. We'll have to wait and see if they activate anything else. Okay, so they're grabbing the Sovereign.
I'm in danger!
Right, so they're going to be able to inflict a bit of damage on us now. Now they have us in a terrible spot, since we have to find a way to actually come back from this. Maybe setting the Torrential was probably the better play. But it probably wouldn't matter too much, to be honest, for the simple fact that the Vishuda in the graveyard is a problem for us more than anything. Okay, so we have actually no play here. We can try setting the Torrential and hope that they just summon something instead of going straight to the battle phase. If they go straight for battle, well, then we just lose anyways. But we're going to see if they end up trying to overcommit and get a little bit greedy, and then we make them pay for it. We can only hope that our opponent decides to do that. And they are actually going to get a little greedy. We're going to Torrential them. Hopefully they activate the Sword Soul Sinisters. Effect, they didn't. Okay. So they ended up summoning the Ashuna again, which will go back into the Monk of Teni, which is a problem for us again because we're right back where we started, right? And they will commit now going into battle. They'll just attack us directly. We can't really do too much to it, unfortunately. We have to have some sort of crazy draw here next turn. Like, any really monster does it for us since they only have 1,000 attack. But we just have to hope that we get a Destiny draw here, so... That's a good card, actually. Mermail is actually a very good card. I cannot complain as long as we get something, right? So we're going to go ahead and summon the Mermail. Sure, we'll target the Goatee. We can discard this guy since we can't really do much with him. Grab the Goatee. They'll end up using Called By. Interesting.
Bye-bye.
Well, at the very least, what we can do is go into attack. Let's go, bro. And really, that's all we have, unfortunately, guys. All we have really right now. Our hands have been very limited and actually been very bricky, actually, this entire session. So, okay, so they're putting one card face down. That's pretty good for us, unfortunately, at least now. We just need to get some decent draws, right? Hopefully, they get some dead draws here. That's a good draw. We can actually equip this to our card, and hopefully this thing lasts, like, the next turn, right? A Max C. Well, we're not special summoning, so that was kind of a waste from them, but it's fine. Any single time we get them to waste their Max Cs, you know that's a good day for us. Wow, okay. A Max C face down, and they spin a Max C. Alright, no problem. We'll go ahead and end our turn, and hopefully they whiff a draw. Or at least two of them. We need at least 2 draws, honestly. Okay, well... Whatever they drew, we know that they can't use. And we got Successor Soul, so we actually have a really good card. All we can really do, though, is just go straight in attack. We'll go ahead and set the Successor Soul and end our turn. And hope we get another one of these. But at least we're able to out any big monster they might try to summon here. That's one that we're gonna have to hit, actually. So we'll tribute our Mermail, send their card to the graveyard, summon our Cosmo Queen, and hopefully that's enough to end their turn. Alright, our opponent ended up just skipping their turn. Obviously, this is really good for us for the simple fact, guys, that for one of the few times we've been able to do this on our channel, we're actually gonna go into the Lancia. So we'll go ahead and now use our Goatee Tuner and our Cosmo Queen to summon our Lancia. I know our opponent must be absolutely confused on what this weird mashup of a deck we have is. But now we have Lancia. We're going to go ahead and attack him directly. And we have him on a severe clock. If they summon something, we have a way to come back because of the fact this Lancia has a really powerful effect. Like, on top of it, us being just a Masochist deck, like, the effect is insane. We're going to be able to get out... We have quite a bit of, like, Ice Barrier cards ourselves to be able to play through. So let's just hope that they don't have any way... Okay. They don't have a way to come back. So we're just going to go ahead and finish this game up here really quick. We'll leave the Drillfish in our hand in case for some reason we run into something like a Mirror Force they've been sitting on, and we'll just attack them directly. That's game, guys. Let's go open that pack. And we got 1 legacy ticket. Alright, let's crack a pack and hope that we get something better than that last one. Again, no glowing effects or anything, but that's okay. As long as we get some decent cards, we should be in a decent position, right? Secrets, okay. Well, this is a 6 Samurai card. We don't have anything else, so we'll just skip it. Hazy Flame Griffin. This card is good. The effect is pretty good if we were running like a full fire archetype, but we aren't actually doing that. Like, we're just mixing it. We're actually water, so... This actually is counter to what we're running, so we're probably not going to run that. Trap Hole of Spikes. This is actually a pretty good card for the simple fact that most people, whenever they normal or special summon a card, they're using it to actually like attack with. Probably something we'll actually throw in deck. Yeah, this is a really good card. Next one is Goki Bear Hug. We don't have Goki at all, so not worth it, unfortunately. Proxy Dragon is just a generic Link 2 that we're not going to go to, unfortunately, because... the effect just is not something that we can actually particularly use. Lemon Magician Girl. Well, so this card is like of the magician like archetype and stuff, and also like spellcaster stuff. But again, it's another archetype that we just don't have enough cards of. We're building quite a little pile of it in the background, but don't have enough of it just yet. Hazy Flame Cerberus. Your deck to your hand. Another hazy card. Pretty cool that we're seeing two of the same like this archetype back to back, but unfortunately it's all pyro. It would be kind of against what we're trying to do, right? Because we need water tuners and a water monster to summon the Lancia, so maybe something we'll have in the background. An Evil Swarm Nightmare. It's a generic, well, it's not generic, it's 2 level 4 dark monsters. And when your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can detach one material from this card, change that monster to face down defense position. It's not a terrible card, obviously. We're not running dark like that, unfortunately, in our deck, so maybe something we'll throw in our chaos pile, but overall, it's a decent pack for future archetypes and maybe future decks we might play, but not at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not something we're going to add any of these cards into our deck. The only one that was really decent was the Trap Hole of Spikes. That's one that we'll probably heavily consider. But other than that, back to the duels.
And we're back, guys. So our opponent won the coin toss. They are going first. Their extra deck is not too crazy, so usually that gives me hope that we have some sort of potential of winning the duel. Although this climb has been absolutely brutal. There's a lot of Tenpai and a lot of meta decks right now in like the lower brackets. I mean, it makes sense because the deck just came out, so everybody who was waiting on it and had gems saved up are just... they're just piling in right now, and there's really not much we can like do about it. When I see Tenpai, guys, I'm not even playing against it because I haven't had any good hands. I've ran into it quite a lot though. Wow. Okay. Well, incredible like start, right? So we're just gonna put this face down, and we're gonna end our turn. But yeah, every single time I've ran into it now, I haven't even attempted to do like even really play against it because of the simple fact that there's really nothing you can do. Even if you end up interrupting their, you know, make them go first and interrupt their first turn with our Masochist deck, it doesn't actually equate to anything because we need like steady build up and a lot of turns to even be able to like win the duel. We can't obviously OTK our opponent like they can, so I've just been all like auto scooping the moment I see them, and it's not been a fun climb though. Alright, one face down. Obviously, they're going to go into attack. Oh, okay. Or not. So the only way I see this happening is... we tribute our card, right? It just still gets destroyed. But we kind of get to draw a card. So, yeah, we're going to use it. Yeah, I mean... if we tribute it, we could have probably actually crashed their cards. Okay, so that was, I think, a misplay, honestly. That definitely was a misplay. Although that's good right there. Like, that's a great draw. We're gonna pitch the Panther Shark. There's probably no point in having it. They're not two fish, right, that we can use like the synopsis effect with, but this is a strong card regardless. Hopefully our draw here is pretty good. It's not terrible. I will say that it's not terrible, but we don't really have a great hand, unfortunately. What we can do is at least destroy this. Set the Utopian Aura face down, which I don't know why it won't let me, but we set it face down. And that's really all we can do. 1900 is going to be hard to get over. Okay, well, Call of the Haunted now just brings that back, so... oh, man. Alright, well... our opponent just has a crazy build-up right now. We're having struggle to even be able to honestly do anything with this. Alright, so they're tributing for a Blue Eyes or something. A Spirit in White. Wow. They actually played into this because they're going to target... I hope they use the effect. Please, let them use the effect. This would honestly give us potentially the win for the simple fact that we'll get their monster. Please just use the effect. We have to hope that they use this effect and they just don't go straight into the battle phase, because if they go into the... oh, thank you. Alright, we activate the Utopian Aura. It's a counter trap, so they can't respond to it. Destroy it. Beautiful. They actually had us right now, I'm not gonna lie. They actually did have us. We'll banish this card. How do you like to see your monster now? Yeah. Oh wait, I think the effects are negated, are they not? Yeah, its effects are negated, but we're gonna get the synopsis back. Let's go ahead and get rid of Panther Shark. Might as well, right? Can't use that effect anyway, so there's no point in honestly using it. But we finally, guys, finally have a Blue Eyes card. Look at that. The first Blue Eyes card ever here in our Masochist deck is finally... It's not one of ours, but hey, it is the first one. Let's hope they don't have any other further like plays they can make, and we can kind of start obviously severely threatening their board. All right, end phase. Spear Shark is pretty good, so we'll end up summoning the Spear Shark. They do have some form of interruption, although I don't know what it might be. Like they definitely do though have something. We can go into a level 4 though, so I think we're just going to go into, we're gonna go and attack for now. We're gonna threaten game. Okay, well that at least sets that, you know, straight. 1900 is quite big, so we will probably just end up going into... Nah, actually, we're gonna leave it as it is. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't want to overcommit, obviously. Maybe going into the spider is the play. The Malevolent Sin, but we'll have to wait and see, right? Because obviously a 1900 beater would not be... Like a Luster Dragon would be pretty broken right now if they were able to top deck that, and they could destroy only one monster. Or they'll just end up scooping, and we can call that a win, right? 2 legacy tickets, and we keep getting this Stern Mystic all the time. It's not a good card, and we'll never use it. But let's go open that pack, guys.